Well, travel is just one way the dwindling dollar has impacted Canadians. However, even though it's becoming more expensive to visit a destination, the amount of travel rewards points needed to redeem a flight or hotel remain the same. So, here to share her rules for making the most of your miles is financial expert Alyssa Furtado. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you
again.
again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, Alyssa, let's start with your travel destination. That's tip number one here. You have to optimize that.
Yeah, so we crunched the numbers at RateHub and found that the average air mile is worth about 12 cents, but there's a few destinations where you can get a lot of value. So Halifax was one of them, Winnipeg, and you know, it happened to be Kansas City in the States as well.
Really?
And why is that? Are they less traveled destinations? Or?
No, it's the way the point systems work. They fix a certain number of points for many destinations, and so if you can find the more expensive flight prices in those bundles, but still use the same number of points, you'll get higher value.
Interesting. All right. Use it for last-minute travel?
Yeah, so last-minute travel and holiday travel, those are two times where flights get more expensive. But again, the number of points that you need hasn't changed. So that's another way to increase the value of each point.
That makes sense.
Okay, and redeem your air miles cash at sponsor locations.
Yeah, so the LCBO is a great example. You can get about 10 cents when you redeem at the partner destinations. So not quite as high as those flights. That's where you're always going to get the most value, but still a great option.
I know. I never actually think about that for some reason when I'm collecting points, that you can do all of these other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not always a good idea?
Exactly. So merchandise is a bit of a trap. So we always like to avoid merchandise, you know, ignore the big screen TVs. The partner destinations that we mentioned before have an okay value, but other than that, stick to flights.
See, because I often say I'm not drinking to forget my problems. I'm just trying to afford my next trip. That's all soon I could be able to travel around the world.
I know, exactly. LCBO. How do you even know all of these things as far as just the average consumer, like who the partners would be and things like that?
Going online, Googling, you know, RateHub and other sites like us, we post blog articles, and we're always trying to do research and, you know, uncover these hidden secrets for consumers.
Right. So don't use it for regular merchandise. Use the best Air Miles credit cards as well, which is one that I do use.
Yeah, so if you are using a credit card to earn air miles faster, the BMO World Elite MasterCard is a great card. You can get 3,000 air miles points as a sign-up bonus, and you'll also earn points quite quickly.
What about the idea of, like, when you use points, like it can only be on certain flights or certain seats and things like that?
And it's always like the red eye, it seems like that's the one you can take. Can you actually call and ask and say, listen, can you please put me on this flight?
Yeah. So whenever you're using a points program, sometimes you won't be able to redeem your points. So it's important anytime you are traveling, always try, determine what value you're getting for those points. And if it is getting close to that 12 cents or higher, always use your points when you can get good value. And then if your next flight, if you find that it isn't a good value, you can save the points for your next trip.
Right. But ultimately, it is a good thing to be collecting?
Absolutely. And Air Miles is a good example. You know, it's one thing to have a credit card, but you can at least have the card if you're shopping at the LCBO anyway. you might as well use the points.
Right. Exactly. And I have lapsed on, I have the credit card, but I don't have the Air Miles. So I think I have to get back on that now.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. Thank you so much. Alyssa Furtado, she's a financial expert with RateHub. Nice to see you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. We'll take a quick break, and we're back on this Tuesday right after these messages. Stay with us. You're watching Global.